It's me.
Look, I don't like being kept waiting for hours and being cut off while I'm giving you an important message.
Waiting is the best thing you can do in any case.
What do you mean?
When am I going to see results? I'm waiting for them, goddammit.
What happened at the hospital was not my fault.
Oh, yes, of course. What about the guest house? That was not your fault too, right?
Look, this should not be discussed on the phone.
Yeah, so I want to meet you tonight. I have something to discuss with you.
ठीक है. In 1 hour, the same pub.
Oh, wait a second. Not that pub. Let's meet.
We're quite certain that this Mr. Ranade was a professional hitman who was hired by someone to kill all of you. All except one.
And you think that one of us is responsible?
Maybe.
I can't believe that.
I can quite understand. You wouldn't like to suspect any of your friends, would you? But we have evidence to suggest that.
What evidence do you have, Inspector?
I'm sorry, I can't reveal anything at the moment. But if you do have any evidence to throw light on this case, I suggest you give it to me immediately so that I can conclude this case successfully.
Of course.
So you do have some evidence?
Nothing that I can think of.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
Are you quite sure? Any message? Any message that could connect the five of you? I must warn you that withholding evidence is against the law. If you do have any evidence, kindly let me know. Otherwise...
Otherwise what?
Otherwise, I'll have to assume that the person who's withholding evidence is the person behind the scheme, and then you know what I'll have to do. Where are you going?
I'm just concerned about my friend. I'd like to check on him.
You should be resting and recuperating, not running around getting interrogated by bloody police officers.
That's not it. I should have gone back to Goa with Vinita. You know, if I don't go back to her soon, I'm going to lose her, Pavan. And that's going to hurt me more than any bullet. I've just been absorbed in myself for so long. I've neglected both of them. Vinita and Ayush.
So, what do you intend to do?
Would you guys be able to hold the fort for a while?
I'm sure we can manage.
You don't mind if I take off?
You know, Akash, the last 3 days, you've been through so much that I've come to realize that it's about time I did something for the friendship too. Go. Go to Vinita. From whatever little I've seen of her, she seems quite a woman.
You're right. She's more than I deserve.
Besides, now that the police have decided to investigate this matter, there's precious little we can do.
You keep an eye on Menezes. He's definitely up to something.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to speak to ACP Swami and find out if Inspector Menezes is following the official line of questioning or just a wild hunch of his.
You do that. And when Varsha gets back,
Yes?
forget it.
Come on, I'll drop you to the airport.
It's okay, I can manage.
It's all right, I'll tolerate your company for a couple of more hours.
Well, it's your funeral. Let's go.
Hello, Akash, Pavan, you guys there? Look, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I got held up. Something's going down. Something big is going down. I need you to get down here to this pub called Pulp Fiction. Pronto. Something really big is going on and I think I need backup. Are you listening, guys? Are you there? Hello, guys?
Morning, Baba.
Morning.
Good morning, Mom.
Hi. Morning. So, what time did you get in last night?
I didn't come in last night. I came in early this morning.
Oh, and who was that young man who dropped you in his fancy car?
Don't tell me you don't know who he is.
No, why? Is he a film star?
He's a supermodel.
What is a supermodel? What's the difference between a supermodel and a model?
You know,
No, I don't. You also model. Are you a supermodel or just a model?
Vihang,
It's a simple question. So, who is this young man, supermodel?
Arjun, he's cool.
I know he's not cold towards you.
Definitely not.
What is the expression you young people use these days? Red hot man.
Yup, Arjun's red hot, all right.
Are you serious about him?
Am I serious about anything, Baba?
Yet you go out at night and come home early in the morning with him?
We're doing a show together. We were rehearsing till 3 and then went out for dinner. It got late.
3 o'clock in the morning. Where does one get dinner?
Baba,
Shweta, I know that you're a young woman now.
then please treat me like one.
I was just asking a few harmless questions about your friends.
Arjun is not a friend.
Oh, then what is he? Don't tell me he's your...
Vihang, please leave her alone.
I was merely trying to have a discussion.
I'll go out with whom I want, when I want, and do what I want. It's really not your business.
How can you say that?
I don't even live here anymore, for crying out loud. Why do I have to take this?
Shweta, I didn't mean to upset you.
You were beating up on me. You're always beating up on me, never on Varsha.
I both those things.
Varsha always did whatever the hell she wanted and got away with it. She had that insane obsession with Akash Bandakar, which is obviously still going on. And that's fine with you, even though he's a married man.
They're just friends.
Yeah, sure.
Shweta, I don't like that tone.
Why? Because it's true? You know damn well it is.
What is true?
That Akash and Varsha are back together again.
That's absolute nonsense.
Oh yeah? Then how did I just happen to see them sleeping in my old bedroom together the other night?
What?
You weren't there, Mom. I saw them. It was disgusting.
Shweta, I think that's all rubbish.
Oh, so it's totally uncool when I come home at 4 in the morning with Arjun. But when Varsha brings her married boyfriends, right into this house under your very nose. It's cool. That's it, isn't it? I'm glad I'm only here for a few days. I'd forgotten how two-faced you could be.
हाँ साहब एक चाय बोल देना come on yes Joglekar Minis is here हमारे लिए कोई message नहीं not the one from Canada for God's sake Joglekar the case was closed a long time ago Joglekar, I distinctly remember having told you last evening when I went off duty that I was expecting a very important call from Professor Shah from the MII. The Management Institute of India, yes. So? No reply at all? All right, do me a favor. Keep trying, will you? Okay. Confess to what? Damn it.
Where the hell were you, Pawan? I must have tried about half a dozen times to get through last night.
You were supposed to be here at 7:30 last evening.
Ran into some heavy weather.
Really? I don't recall it raining last night.
Not the monsoons, the office. My brother and I had some trouble.
About some woman.
Look, I know what you think of me, but I have some other interests apart from women, okay?
Well, you certainly must tell me all about it because I'd be very interested to hear.
Knock it off, Pawan. I'm not in the mood for your double talk right now.
Then what exactly are you in the mood for?
Where are the others?
Why, are you expecting another girlfriend?
Look, why don't you just lay off? I'm talking about Shama, Akash, Varsha.
Varsha, as far as I know, is shooting somewhere in the depths of Madhya Pradesh. Shama left for her sister-in-law's yesterday, isn't yet back.
And Akash?
Goa.
Must be really wiped out. Did you say Goa?
I did.
But I spoke with him last evening. And he was supposed to come here and discuss a few things with me.
Yes, he did. And we waited and waited and waited.
Okay. So I got held up. Let's not make a big thing of it, okay?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Yes. I'm taking all possible precautions to finish this case off immediately. Yes. I hope to make an arrest in the next couple of days. Yes. Yes, very well, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes, Menezes.
I went to question Mr. Prithviraj Heda yesterday, sir.
Was it necessary?
Yes, sir.
What did you ask him?
Well, a couple of questions
Regarding what?
regarding the case.
Obviously, you didn't go there for a market research survey, did you? What about the case?
Well, sir, about that theory propounded yesterday.
That one of these 5 friends was responsible for everything?
Yes, sir, that was your theory.
He has a theory. His theory is a little bit like this. He believes that because the 5 of us were together at MII, one of us suddenly wants to kill the other 4.
You're not kidding.
No. In fact, he went on to say that he believes that one of us got the other 4 at the guest house that night, And this same one of us hired Ranade to kill us.
So then he knows that Ranade is a hired killer.
Yes. And Ranade was a very good choice because he's a professional hitman with many suspected murders behind him, but he hasn't been convicted as yet.
He's a bad guy. There's no doubt about that.
So, you agree with this theory?
Well, it sort of works. Otherwise, why would Ranade come to the hospital after not being able to finish the job at the guest house?
Precisely.
But it doesn't explain one thing. David Parker.
Well, I've given that some thought on the taxi ride back from the airport after I dropped Akash. And I think that whoever out of the one of us hired Ranade to kill us was pretty calculating enough to get a professional hitman to do the job. So what stops this person from telling David Parker about his brother and what happened 13 years ago? Because then that would unleash David Parker on us. So in effect, we would have
two separate wolves going for our blood, right?
Yes, exactly.
So you buy this theory?
I bought this theory from the very first night we were at the guest house.
So who exactly do you think did it? Akash? Shama? Varsha? You've obviously counted yourself out.
I think it was you, Prithvi.
That's a good hypothesis. Meneses, why would some third party have any motivation whatsoever to kill an ordinary citizen?
Well, with all due respect, sir, I believe there is a third party with such a motivation.
How do you reach such a conclusion?
Well, sir, permit me to put forward my chain of evidence.
Do not try to teach me about the chain of evidence, Inspector.
I'm not trying to teach you, sir. I'm merely trying to tell you something.
There's no dumb in that approach.
I'm merely putting forward a fresh approach.
I don't have time for such idle discussions. Look, I just got a call from the minister and he wants us to close the case in the next couple of days.
Close the case? But that's not possible.
It is possible. We have their passports, so they can't leave the country. Moreover, we've got evidence that one of these 5 guys had the means to call up the other 4 to the guest house that night. So we can make an arrest in the next couple of days, can't we?
That's all very well, sir, but what about motivation? Motivation, sir. What was the motivation for one of them to kill the others?
Who knows, Meneses? Some old enmity, something that happened while they were in college, some business rivalry, romantic jealousy. I'm sure you won't find much trouble to find that out.
Well, actually, sir, I have found out something.
I see.
Yes.
What?
There is a connection between this case and this David Parker guy.
But I thought that matter was settled.
Yes, but, sir...
That man has diplomatic immunity. He is from a very eminent political family. And we don't want to start up some international incident here, especially when these intergovernmental talks are going on, do we?
No, we don't want
And
to...
I thought it was quite clear that it was the same fellow Ranade who inserted the syringe into Mr. Akash Bhandarkar's IV drip before going up the steps and going into the room of Mr. Prithvi Raheja, Miss Shama Merchant and Mr. Pawan Sarkar.
Yes, sir. Actually, Mr. David Parker was found in Akash's room by Miss Varsha and the matron, and he had a gun with which he threatened them.
A gun without bullets?
Well, when we found the gun, there were no bullets, sir, but I'm sure it was loaded when he entered the room.
Meneses, what are you suggesting? I removed the bullets, eh?
No, sir, I'm not suggesting that. But someone must have. There is a distinct possibility.
Forget all these possibilities and probabilities, Meneses. Give me hard facts.
All right, sir. The key to this case is Mr. David Parker.
You still persist in these absurdities of yours. No wonder you haven't made any progress in this department as yet.
Just one more point, sir.
Will this take too much time? I have to meet the IG in half an hour.
Sir.
A foreigner, obviously.
Yes, I'd like you to see the reverse, sir.
Confess.
Yes.
What does this do with our case, anyway?
I found this photograph at Prithvi Raheja's apartment, sir.
Probably some friend of his. He has an American wife, hasn't he?
Yes, sir. I did some background checking on David Parker. Yes, sir.
Menezes, your persistence impresses me.
Thank you, sir. I went through some newspaper cuttings. I found a lot of articles referring to the death of David Parker's younger brother, Jonathan Parker.
He has a younger brother, has he?
That's right, sir.
How interesting.
Yes. And what's more interesting is that Jonathan Parker was at the MII, the Management Institute of India, with the other 5.
I see.
Yes, sir. And he died under very mysterious circumstances in the same guest house.
And?
Well, that's about all, sir. I couldn't make much headway on this case, but I found this photograph at Prithvi Raheja's apartment. Jonathan Parker.
Are you sure of this, Menezes?
Absolutely sure, sir. I checked on it before coming here.
Very efficient of you.
Thank you, sir. But unfortunately, that's all I could gather on this case. And so I want a special permission from you, sir, to reopen a case.
To reopen what case?
The Jonathan Parker case, sir.